Hello, I'm here to talk to you about the opening of a presentation. We've all started presentations like this. Hello, my name is, I'm here to talk about. While in academic settings, it's polite to introduce yourself, welcome the audience, and thank organizers. Openers are so much more than a formal introduction. You want to keep the formalities to a minimum. Remember, your opener should only be 10% of your entire presentation. It is more important to use this time to draw the audience into your world and make them excited to keep listening. In this unit, we'll discuss how to do this in 3 parts. Introducing the topic, different types of attention grabbers, introducing the objective, letting people know why they should listen, and introducing the structure, a roadmap for your presentation. Introducing the topic. In the last unit, we talked about the importance of first impressions. A common tool is to use a hook or an attention grabber, something to make the audience aware of your topic, but deliver it in a way that makes them remember. Often we use stories, anecdotes, questions, or facts to achieve this. We will begin by looking at the traditional examples, then discuss things to consider when using questions, stories, and facts as openers. On the screen here, we see traditional openers, such as, today I want to talk about. The title of my presentation is, this is an important, a significant issue nowadays. Many people are taught that using one of these statements is the best way to start your presentation. It is a good start. However, there are many presentations scheduled that all begin with a textbook-style opener. You will get lost in the crowd. Remember, our goal is to grab attention and to introduce the topic. You can still use these statements in your opener to introduce the topic, but by starting off with a story, question, or fact, you may stand out from the crowd, thus effectively grabbing the audience's attention. Starting with a question. Asking a question is always a great way to get a conversation started. Why not try starting a presentation with a question? It is a good tool to keep the audience thinking about your topic. However, be sure the question relates to the topic and does not require the audience to answer. Just use a slight pause and let them think. Sadly, waiting for the audience to answer is one of the biggest mistakes I see made. The presenter asks a question that requires an answer. Then there's a long, awkward moment happens. No one answers. Not the first impression you want to make. Another technique common when asking a question is requesting the audience to raise their hand. For example, raise of hands. How many of you often give public speeches? How many of you have ever given a public speech in English? How many of you will not raise your hand no matter what I ask? As you can see in this example, the last question protects the speaker from awkwardness. Sometimes the audience catches the joke and laughs. Laughter or not, it's still a good attention grabber. So remember, when using a question to begin, ask a question related to the topic and make sure it does not require a direct answer from the audience. Starting with a story. People like to be told stories, especially vivid, funny, or personal stories. Looking at an example, imagine a big explosion as you climb through 3,000 feet. Imagine a plane full of smoke. Imagine the engine going clack, clack, clackety clack. It sounds scary. Well, I had a unique seat that day. I was sitting in 1D. Here, the speaker uses his personal experience from a plane crash to get the audience involved. The important point is the story directly relates to his topic. Sometimes people tell great stories, but it doesn't relate to their topic. If you must explain your story beyond telling it, it's not a good story to use. Relevance is key. A second note is make sure the story is brief. Don't forget your 10% time limit. A creative way to use longer stories is to start the story, but stop in the middle. Finish it during your closing. Keeping things in mind, you can effectively use a story as an opener. Starting with a fact. Sadly, in the next 18 minutes, when I do our chat, 4 Americans that are alive will be dead from the food they eat. As we can see in this example, one sentence, he has the audience thinking about the food they eat. Very effective, very brief. You don't need many facts, just one well-chosen fact, and you've achieved your goal. There are just a few efficient ways to start your openers. Try to be creative, but relevant to grab your audience's attention. Introduce your objective. To keep the audience's attention, you need to make them interested in your topic. This can be achieved by explaining your objective and providing background information. Basically, explain why they should care. Offer definitions or facts they need to know to understand your purpose. Some useful language that can be used to do this. The purpose of my presentation is. The presentation aims at. What I want to do is. The most important thing is to explain your passion and goals clearly and concise. Introducing the structures. Humans like organization. Giving visual outlines and signposting throughout your presentation helps the audience stay tuned in and improves comprehension. This is easily done by using sequencing languages. I'd like to give a brief outline. Preview of my presentation. First, I'll explain. Provide. Will be presented later, afterwards. Finally, lastly, I hope to. I've divided my presentation into parts. Video example. Now that we've discussed the important steps to an opener, let's look at an example of these concepts put together. The following clip is from Chris Urmson's How a Driverless Car Sees the Road. Please try to see which techniques he uses in his opener.
So in 1885, Carl Benz invented the automobile. Later that year, he took it out for the first public test drive, and true story, crashed into a wall. For the last 130 years, we've been working around that least reliable part of the car, the driver. We've made the car stronger. We've added seatbelts, we've added airbags, and over the last decade, we've actually started trying to make the car smarter to fix that bug, the driver. Now, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the difference between patching around the problem with driver assistance systems and actually having fully self-driving cars and what they can do for the world. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about our car and allow you to see how it sees the world and how it reacts and what it does. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the problem.
As you can see from the first 11 seconds, a factual story is used to grab the audience's attention to the topic. The next 30 seconds explains the background and the objective. The final 34 seconds clarifies the topic and introduces the structure. In less than a minute, he has achieved an effective opener. What you have learned. Over the past few minutes, we have learned the importance of a strong opener. We've discussed starting with a memorable attention grabber that introduces your topic, followed by background information and your objective. Finally, introducing the structure. Good luck with your openers. Thank you.